So, as you know, we're the only country really in Europe that you can't go inside. Take, for example, in the West, you can't go inside and have a meal inside. It has to be outdoors. And the same with the pubs, you have that outdoor venue on a street night and that. And we know before the guards were whinging about it that it was against the law to have chairs and benches and things like that out off the premises of the pub. And the guards were whinging about that and threatening to prosecute a few pubs. Thankfully, that was cleared up, and thankfully, the Minister for Justice, the acting Minister for Justice, has said, that was nonsense what they were at, which is true. But yeah, so 5th of July is when they're supposed to go back, the restaurants and things that for indoor, so that people can go indoor and have more capacity to go to operate their business. But yeah, we're the only country in Europe at the moment that's not allowing that because again, Nazi, Soviet, Soviet style government, what it be Soviet Republic, they just doesn't want people to have fun. They just want people to stay outside in the freezing cold when the rain's there. They don't like people when apparently they don't like the good weather, and the government don't like the good weather. And we'll probably just let it go on for the rest of the year. To Christmas, people be standing outside in the cold when it's snowing. Just because this is Ireland. But again, every other country has it. The 5th of July, and again, this is just putting it straight. People might say you put people at risk and things like that. Every other country has done it. And they say it's safe, and what's the problem? Really, what's the problem? I like again the problem is the 5th of July, and the Republicans, even though my local pub down here, they were looking forward to it. They were all ready to have new chairs, to have new benches, to have for inside, to have new things for inside. They got new telly for inside to watch football games and things like that. And they would be very, very disappointed if the 5th comes and they won't be allowed. And obviously, it'd be a huge loss in profit for them too. Um, so the 5th of July or nothing. That's just putting it straight or nothing. And just say to pubs and I would say to restaurants to just open up, and that's to be totally honest with that date. Because we give it a chance and we see what happens. That's the government should give people the benefit of the doubt that these people are able to keep their customers safe, and they can. Of course, they can do it. The government in this country just wants to be the big father and just say what can happen. The Godfather, in other words, just doesn't want to let people do things unless unless they say it's okay. Again, other countries have done it. There's no problem. In England, they have it done. What's the problem here? Why is Ireland petty last, as they often say? Doesn't make sense, does it? Doesn't make sense. So let people go in to the restaurants. Let them go into the pubs. See what happens. And then come back. And then come back to us. But they did promise. The government promised them. They did promise. And again, they're breaking that promise. Again, it's not fair. It's not really fair. And again, the doorbell is open. I say they're still going into lets the house to have their drinks and everything like that. So, anyway, let's hope, please God, that it does go ahead. But I would say the pubs and I would say the restaurants. The government did say that they did promise. So I would go ahead and open and say to your local TD and your local representative, if the guards come, you'll go to them, go to your local representatives and say why did the government, the Fianna Fáil, Fianna Gael representatives, and say why did the government promise this. And then wouldn't deliver it. And that's it's many times they've said things and wouldn't deliver it. And they did, and I do remember them promising. And they did say this time will be the time. And now they're like, fuck it, we just couldn't care less. And again, would you believe what they get in Dublin Bay South, Fianna Fáil and Fianna Gael? Well, I would just ask them, Deirdre Conroy, I can't think of the Fianna Gael person who was trying to run for election there, but I would ask them, if you're in Dublin Bay South, why are they even bothered to run? If they're going to come along and be big fathers and just say you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do the other. And again, it's let people try and let's see how it works, and that's just run it straight. And enough is enough, really. Enough is enough. At the end of the day, we can't be like this forever. We can't just lock pubs and restaurants down forever and just say you can only be outside. We can't do that. We simply can't do that. And coming into the winter time, the weather will be terrible, and they will lose a huge profit. Though God knows they've already lost a huge profit. And it's not fair on the government. It's not fair on the restaurants. It's not fair that we have a government like that. That's what I'm trying to say. We have a government that are just communism, in other words. Anyway, take care, everybody, and be safe. And please, God, we'll go ahead on the 5th of July. Thank you.